Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first session with Learning Jar. Let me just share my screen and tell you what Learning Jar is. So, Learning Jar is an online platform where we provide solutions to all the teachers and as well as the students of all grades and of all subjects. You can visit our website www.learningjar.in and know more about us. My name is Ritika Tyagi. I'm a teacher trainer, mathematics and science educator, and the founder of Learning Jar. And along with me, I have Mr. Harsha Sadgun, who is an assistant professor and master's in psychology. He's the guest speaker for today. Hello, Harsha sir.
Good evening, Ritika ji.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. And pretty excited for the session, actually. It's our first.
Yeah,
Are you excited?
let's begin.
Yes, sure. So, before I begin, I want you all to tell me in the chat box your name and from where you are, and most importantly, what zone are you feeling today? So, let's just sit relaxed and please let us know, are you in the blue zone where you feel sad, tired, sick, bored? Or are you in the green zone where you're feeling good, energetic, calm, happy, focused? Or are you in the yellow zone where you feel kind of confused? You don't know in which zone you actually lie, nervous, anxious, or excited? Or are you in the red zone where something bad or something has happened which has made you anxious, which has made you angry, scared? You want to yell, you're not in control. So let us know the zones. Please write in the chat box. Let's get the conversation started, everyone. Please write in the chat box how you're feeling and we'll go through your replies. Okay, so Ananya says she's in the green zone. That's good. That's a good sign. Can we get more comments? Okay, so Saurav says he's in the yellow zone. Okay, Saurav. Can you please let us know the zones? Okay. So Nandini says she's in the yellow zone too. I'll share my screen in a Zoom way. So you can make a note of it. This will help us in getting our presentation
So,
ready.
what is blue zone like? Are they excited? Or are they frustrated? I don't know because yellow zone,
Yes.
all these stuff under yellow zone. Hopefully, they're excited, not frustrated and all.
You can tell us how you're feeling right now. Talking about me, I'm feeling excited, a little bit nervous also because it's our first
Yeah.
session. So I'm a bit nervous. So,
Okay.
how are you feeling? What are your feelings right now?
Black maybe. Black zone. I don't belong here. Or I cannot. Keep my feelings in one category. So yeah, out of the
That's
box.
a smart answer. Yeah. Okay, so we know the zones now of our audience. Can we move ahead, sir?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us what is
So
stress? Yes.
of course, first I'll start. Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Harsha Sadgun. I'm from Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. So yes, let's start with what is stress. Of course, you know the definition and common meaning of stress, but it differs from person to person. Okay, one person he can feel stressful. Uh, whenever he faces a situation, some people they can take very lightly. Okay, like if there's some world war going, they'll take it very lightly. And for some people, if there's some milk on the stuff, it's like the most stressful thing ever. Got it? It can happen. So it's about how you take the stress. Okay, now we'll go through the general definitions and all. Stress can be defined as any type of change that causes physical, emotional, and psychological strain. Okay. Actually, stress is kind of good thing when you have that in moderate state. Okay, that will push you to uh, complete a task. If you do not have any stress, you'll never feel this urge to complete a task. That is not going to work. So You need stress, but at the same time, it should be in an average kind of situation, or in that bar, not to the extreme. When your stress reaches the extreme state, that can cause problems. So the second point, everyone experiences stress to some degree. And yes, no one can hide from the stress. Okay, it's highly possible. Everyone will have the stress. Only some people who are very experienced or very good at coping up with the stress, they can handle the stress. If you don't have the skill of what do you call this, counter measuring the stress, you will feel stressful. And the other thing, the way you respond to stress, however, makes a big difference to your overall well-being. Exactly. It's all about you and how you respond to the particular stress. Okay. So that's it. That's it about stress. Let's move. Yeah. Look at this. Some common signs of stress include. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Just go through all those signs and tell me how many of you are facing, or how many of you have this such signs. Also, I'll tell you one thing. If you have any sign, or you think you're stressful, just try googling it. Okay, try Google, and then you search in something. It'll show you that in 7 days maybe you're going to die, or in some rare cases it'll show you you'll die in 2 days. What I'm really trying to say is Google is not the perfect answer, or not the perfect solution. For example, diarrhea. See, you have some diarrhea due to some stomach upset, or you not eat something, or anything else. If you dig on it in Google, it show you have colon cancer. So yeah, that can happen. So whenever you think you have stress, or there's some signs, visit a psychologist, or talk to people. You know that thing, but do not be alone and try googling and searching for things, because no one is sure about the signs. Next slide, please. Okay, then how can we identify stress? There are some signs. There are some psychological, emotional, physical, and behavioral signs. Yeah, maybe you cannot recognize those signs when people around you are stressful. You can use these signs as some guidebook, and you can really make them calm. What are psychological signs? Like they'll feel difficulty in concentrating, and they'll be worrying much for each and everything. Okay, and the anxiety state. Also, they'll have trouble remembering. Whenever your mind is not up to the mark, you'll never be able to concentrate well. If you never be able to, if you're not concentrating well, it'll be hard to store. If it's hard to store, you'll never remember this. So simple, right? That's some psychological science. Let's talk about emotional science. Emotional science, okay, people will be angry, irritated, moody, or frustrated. Yeah, and the frustrated, people, they'll just, they'll react too much for little things. That's a basic sign for stress. Generally, if you talk to someone, you're having some jovial chat with someone. If they're okay with every joke, they're taking every joke very lightly. Okay, they're not stressful. They're just enjoying the life. But some people, when you make a very common or very a little joke, they'll react to in such a way that you'll never expect that, because the stress made them do that. And the physical signs such as high BP, high blood pressure, changes in weight. How does changes in weight work? Like, either people they'll over it or under it. That can happen. So this thing, I cannot explain you this, because this media in the sense cinemas and movies and web series, they show you if you're going through a breakup or something, you have to eat ice cream before bed. You have to eat while crying. Yeah, because stress will cause you a little sadness, and also you'll eat that overeating. Sometimes you'll forget to eat, then you'll under it. So there will be a significant changes in weight, and also frequent colds and infections. Yeah, that can happen. There are many studies about this. And then changes in menstrual cycle and libido, your sex drive and all. There will be little changes, not little, significant actually. What are the behavioral signs? Poor self-care. Let me tell you something. A person who is very stressful will not take care of himself, no matter what. Like, if there's a very healthy person in the past, he stopped taking care of himself, be it grooming, be it his food habits, the way he talks, the way he stands, and everything. Also, his sleep pattern changes. Got it? That can happen. And yes, and what do they do? What do generally people do to avoid the stress? They think they know the answer, but no, they don't. So they'll rely on drugs and alcohol. I will not talk about this. So let's talk about alcohol then. So some people they think drinking will help them, but I don't think that will help them. That will only help them for a certain period maybe. So I don't think that will help as long as you can identify the main cause or the main factor which causes you stress and you eliminate that, only then you can relieve from stress situation or a stressful behavior something. Okay, can have the change of side please. Yeah. So now let's talk about burnout. What is burnout? It's a prolonged or chronic job stress. So first I'll explain you about acute and chronic. Acute is kind of cute. So as I've explained before earlier, you should have a little stress or a stress which you can manage so that you'll get your things done. So the stress which you have for a little period of time, it's acute. But if you have that prolonged state, if you're facing this kind of stressful situation day and day, every day, and for years, some people they face this. They're stuck to their job, and many factors are forcing them to be in that job. Okay, that can cause very much stress and all, and yeah, that is chronic job stress. Okay, from there you'll get this burnout. So if you feel exhausted and start to hate your job and begin to feel less capable at work, you're showing signs of burnout. So these are general things a person goes through when he's feeling this burnout kind of situation. He'll feel exhausted even though he just got to the office in the morning. Right from the first hour he'll feel very exhausted, because that's not the exhaustion from the morning, it's from the years, the build up exhaustion. Got it? So really have to take care of that. And yeah, and people will react, some use some teachers and yeah, and some bank employees and even police department too. People they will react in such a way you'll never expect. You think, why are they behaving like this? I just asked them simple question, but they replied to me in a harsh and aggressive way. No, it's because the stress and the burnout they had before you go to him. So that's really this thing we have to keep in mind. And also personality traits and thought patterns, such as perfectionism and pessimism, that can contribute as well. Some people are, I don't know why they have this OCD kind of thing. They want everything to be perfect. Trust me, that is not going to work. Unless everything is under your control, you cannot control things or some variables which are not in your control. You have to understand that. So some people they want everything to be under their control and they want everything to be up to the mark and they want everything to be, the great. But no, it is not going to happen. If you have such kind of personality thing, or if you have that kind of thinking, it is never going to make you happy, which can lead to stress and then pessimism. So it's just that expecting bad things happen. Okay, see, if you think something wrong is going to happen, you have to come up with plan B. Only then you can counter this. Unless you don't have a plan B, if you keep on thinking about the what do you call this, the outcome which you're not expected to, that can cause stress. Okay, so most people spend the majority of their waking hours working, and if you hate your job and don't gain any satisfaction out of what you're doing, it can take a serious toll in your life. Okay, I told you, generally people who like who go to their office or schools or colleges and everything from 9 to 10 or something, and then till in the evening they'll be working, working, working. If that is not something they want, or if that something that's not giving them satisfaction, that can make a person worse. His situation, his stressfulness, everything. But what if something he's doing? is giving him the satisfaction, the job satisfaction or something, or see, earning and doing the job is something different. If you want to earn, you have to do a job. That's okay. I mean, that's the way. But if that's the job is not you like, if the job is not what you wanted, or you're doing it because you really want some money, that can cause pressure and all. So that's not the right way. And we cannot talk about all the factors which is making you to be in that job. It can be anything, be it family situation, financial situation, personal life, professional life, anything, or someone's forcing you to do it. In India, it happens. Like Three Idiots movie. So yeah, can I have another slide, please? Signs and symptoms. Yeah, when a person who is going through this burnout phase, the some symptoms: alienation from work-related activities, physical symptoms like headaches, stomach aches, and intestinal issues. Okay, so if you go to extreme stage, this can happen physically. Okay, and then emotional exhaustion. Burnout causes people to feel drained, unable to cope, and tired. They often lack the energy to get their work done. Of course, they'll be very moody and all, but some people they're very good at pretending, even though they have this stress inside them. They'll try to laugh and they'll try to make jokes and all, but inside them there is stress. If you are unable to show your stress or anger or whatever emotion you have from time to time, that can build up inside you, and someday it is going to come out like some tsunami, some volcano, something in that stage. So it's healthy to express yourself from time to time, whatever problems you're facing, or whatever emotions you have, or what if something you have to tell, you have to tell. And then reduce performance. Individuals with burnout feel negative about tasks. They have difficulty concentrating and often lack creativity. I'll give you some example. Here, I think many teachers they came into this profession because they like teaching. Okay, that's some general fact. But when you go to a school or college, I mean, when you got acquainted, from day one, not just teaching, you'll have other works too, be it administration work, be it attendance, be it conducting exams, the results, and you have to talk to the parents, you have to talk to the other lecturers and staff and everything. See, that can cause stress. You all thought teaching would be very easy, like going to the class, teaching to the students, that's it. No, that's not how it's going right now. We all know that, right? So yes, all those the other things like talking to other people and administration work, that can give you stress, and that will affect your teaching skills or whatever you came here for. That can affect that. So it is kind of indirect thing. Okay, and then other slide, please. Stress causes. There are some causes. Okay, so like being bullied. Uh, Bullied not just in your school stage or your college, even in job too. Seniors, they do this all the time. Either they'll give you all the work. I mean, they'll assign all the work to the juniors or the people who just joined. So that is also one form of bullying and working too hard. Of course, when you joined, you really wanted to make huge money, or you want to earn more. In the area stage, you'll work hard. Like you'll keep in your 16 to 18 hours kind of a day, but that is not going to help in the long run. Okay, you can earn now, but at the same time you lose your health, and the stress will build up inside you. So working too hard is not that good actually, and also losing a job, it can happen. We saw this thing last year due to lockdown. You know why? So many people lost their job. So yeah, they went into this kind of stressful situations. Many factors influenced them. Yeah. And then marriage or relationship problems. Well, wait, let me complete all those things and then I'll come back. Recent breakup or divorce, death in the family, difficulty in school, family problems, busy schedule, and recent more. All these things can cause stress. Not only these things, there may be other things. I told you, the stress it depends from people to people. Okay, so anything can cause stress, but at the same time, how you look at something, That is going to matter. Okay, you just lost a job. Okay, let's for example, let's talk about this. You just lost a job, or you don't have particular source of money. If you go into this kind of stressful kind of situation, your brain will never work. Your thoughts will never help you, because we saw this in the previous slides. It'll be hard to concentrate. You'll never remember something, so that can cause ill effects, right? So yes, how you look at something, how you take a stressful situation really matters. And also death in the family. Yes, it can happen. Like this also, we saw more deaths and more people getting ill in the last year and this year too. So yes, only solution we have, either you have to talk to your friends or parents maybe, or to your colleagues. It's just that don't take their opinions. Just no, I'm sorry, like take their opinion, but do not follow them, because they are saying based on their experience only, right? So if you want the real solution or something, go visit a psychologist, or yeah, because people now they are taking mental health very seriously. Last decade, they do not have any idea about mental health. So whenever when a person says I'm going to visit a psychologist, they just label him he's kind of a mental patient something. This used to happen in the past, but from the last decade, they're taking this mental health very seriously. They are considering mental health an important thing or an important aspect of professional life. So yes, you have to think about your mental health. Physical health, let's talk about it. If you walk, if you're doing workouts or exercise daily, you can maintain a good health. Okay, but how can you maintain a good mental health? Same way, you have to let your emotions out. You have to talk. You have to express whatever you want to feel. You have to regulate all these things. So only then your mental health will be up to the mark, and then you can work good. Change the side, please. Okay, so now let's talk about some countermeasures. So time management. First thing, decide. Decision making is the most important thing to avoid stress. I'll give you an example. Have you ever been to all you can eat kind of restaurants or food courts? See, when you enter that place, you'll have all the food items. Okay. I'll, as I'm from South India, I'll talk about South Indian dishes. Let's take breakfast thing. We have idli, vada, dosa. Okay. And in that idli, we have multiple types, like rava idli, like ghee idli, all these things. Vada too. And then dosa, we have many dosas like dosa, normal dosa, upma dosa, and then uh, you know paneer dosa. And we also even have this weird thing called chocolate dosa. I don't know whether you all tried it or not. I will never try it, because come on, mixing chocolate with dosa, I will never try this. But yes, there is this dosa. So what I'm really trying to say is, you cannot eat everything, right? So whenever you look you look at all these things, you'll feel little stressful. That is stress. You can interlink this with your life too. You have many opportunities in this world, and what you are working right now, or your job, you're not satisfied with this, and you don't know, like, whether you took this job is giving you satisfaction, or whether this job will give you the satisfaction you wanted. And then this question will arise in your mind: what if uh, instead of being a teacher, or instead of being a lecturer, what if I become some other thing, like some bank employee, or a software employee, something. See, whenever you start comparing, whenever you start thinking about things like this in such a way, that can cause stress. So the first thing, you have to decide and you have to stick to it, no matter what. Be it good decision or bad decision, just decide. Okay. If it's a good decision, you really don't have to look back. You just go into you just follow your path, and you'll excel. But if it's a bad decision, okay, people, they make mistakes. I mean, we make mistake, and it's completely okay. So now we know this is a mistake, and we can come back, and we can follow the good route. Okay. But if you're at a position where you cannot make up your mind, you cannot start something, yeah, stress. Right? So for time management, the main thing is time management. Since the time you have, one is plan it here, okay, and then schedule it. So now you've decided what you really wanted to do. Now just schedule it, okay, and follow the schedule. So let's say you want your professional life from 9 to 5. Okay, that's it. Not minute more, not minute less. And then you want to hang out with your friends, or you want to go out sometime after 6. Do that. That's it. And then be punctual. This thing, see, punctual in the sense of whenever you make a schedule, you're supposed to follow that schedule. Got it? Let's say you have to be there. I mean, you have to go to some place by 5 o'clock. You be there at 5 o'clock, even though it's late, even though the meeting is starting at 4 o'clock. But you decided you want to be there by 5 o'clock. You be there by 5 because that's what you decided. This will never cause you stress. But if you want to reach there by 4 but you reach there by 5, that will cause you stress. Got it? So yes, it's about how you look at something. And then yeah, you came to the place, and now focus on that particular thing. Do not carry, do not let the previous stress like overlap your current thing. Focus on the particular thing. We have to maintain boundaries. Okay, let's say something happened at your house, like at your home. You had a quarrel, or you had some argument with a partner, or with your family members. That's at your house. That's at your home, not at your workplace. Do not bring that aggression or any depression kind of thing to your workplace. Okay, people do this all the time. The reason why they are very stressful. You should be able to manage your stress in such a way. Give it some time. Okay, if you're really stressful, give it some time. Take your time. And if you think you're okay with this, only then move to the other work. But do not carry the stress from previous activity or previous thing to particular thing. Okay, and then work. That's it. So now you're focused and you're there on time. You did everything. It's under your control. Now just work. Do not think about previous things, and do not think about the results and everything, because no one can guarantee you the results. Okay. So just work. Just be in this minute, giving you everything. Work hard. That's it. Next slide, please. Overthinking. Yes, this is the most important thing. Thinking is good, okay, but overthinking is not. See, if you're sitting somewhere and you're thinking, okay, you're healthy and your mind is working well, but overthinking something, you'll make up your own scenarios, and you'll start imagining what if something goes wrong, and what if this is not what I wanted. So the best golden rule for this is think less, work more. Okay, because no one is sure about anything. Okay, no one can guarantee you this is how it will happen, or this is how it's going to be. No one will give you, take my word. So it's just that think less, or think according to the situation, according to the task. That's it. Not more, not less. Okay. And work more in the sense, stop thinking whenever you're alone, or whenever you don't have work, you start overthinking. The reason why you have to keep on working. Okay? And then diversion. If you are unable to, okay, if you are unable to contain your thoughts, or this overthinking kind of thing, try to divert your mind. Anything else. There are some techniques, like you can watch something, like stare at a blank wall. That's it. um, Really, it doesn't matter. As long as you're diverting from overthinking, everything is good. Also, it differs from people to people. Some people, they do this all the time, like they chew gum, like chewing the gum, that will divert them. Also, make bubbles with the gum, and it's okay, it happens. I mean, if you want, you can, because that's one kind of diversion. And then breathe. I know this is funny, but some people, when they go through panic attacks and all, they forget how to breathe. You know, that can cause many problems. So try to breathe. I'm not telling you about this breathing exercise and all. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. No, That is not going to help, and nothing will help you, or whatever they show on this channels, or whatever they show in some media. No, nothing will work. All those are placebo effects. It's all about you and this thing, what you have in here and how you're taking something. Okay, you have to be strong. That's it. And visualize winning. Okay, this thing. So you really have to visualize the winning thing. I mean the outcome. You have to think this will end up, or this is going to be my favor, or the result will be what I expected in such a way. You have to think in such a way. Only then you'll feel confidence. You'll have this creative mind working. You have everything in your way. But if you keep on thinking about what if this doesn't work, or what if this the result, uh, which we get is not going to be the way I wanted, then that can cause overthinking. Of course, you can be ready with plan B, but not overthinking. Okay. And then facial feedback hypothesis. So there is one thing called facial feedback hypothesis. So in this theory, whatever expression you show on your face, that can change your thinking. This is this is really I mean, like, a scientifically proven thing. There are many research done, and many videos available on YouTube too. You can go through it. So whenever you want to make something very happy, whenever you want to uh, make some decision, and no, not decision exactly. It's just that your facial expressions that can control your emotions, you know, and the outcome. So I advise you to keep the smiling kind of face, so that nothing will make you sad. This works. Trust me, it works. People, they sometimes they'll forget how to smile, and uh, I've met people who never laughed in a long time. It happens. So uh, like every day you have to not just laughing. It's just you have to keep your environment or something in some kind of jovial way. Okay. And also, yes, facial expressions. Whenever you're talking to someone, or whenever you're chatting with someone, you just maintain a smile, because that will affect, and that will stop overthinking. Okay. And yes, no one really cares. Exactly. So now let's talk about this. You think there's something bad going to happen? Okay, what if it happens? Let it happen. No one really cares. Trust me, no one really cares. It's only up to you, because we are not going to die tonight. Not tomorrow. I'm damn sure. So you can try tomorrow. If you fail tomorrow, you can try day after tomorrow. That's it. But if you keep this failure thing in your mind, you'll never work. That's it. So stop overthinking. Just try sticking to your path and do it. So next slide, please. Self motivation. This is also one of the important things we have to talk about. How can you motivate yourself? Of course, there are many ways, and there are many techniques, tips available. Also, this differs from person to person. So the first thing, be planned and organized. Like the decision making thing, always be planned and be organized. Okay, it's not like till the last moment. Some people, they do this until the last moment or the last second. They'll never plan, and then it can cause stress. See, we are talking about the factors which can cause stress and how to countermeasure it. Also, prioritize your goals. You have to rank your goals, and you have to know how to rank your goals. Let's say your primary goals, teaching maybe. So as this webinar is for teachers, let's say teaching is a primary goal. And then what are the secondary goals? Secondary goals in sense, spending time with your family, your friends, something, up to you. And then the other not so important goals, like get your hobbies, everything. So that's it. You have to know. You have to prioritize your goals, and also prioritizing, ranking the goals. It depends from person to person. Set short-term targets. This thing, I don't know why people will think about what I'm going to achieve, or what I'm going to do after 10 years. Who knows what's going to happen after 10 years? If you're thinking about whatever is going to happen in 10 years, you'll never be able to concentrate now. I know. Yes, it's okay. It's good. You're planning something. But do not let that turn into overthinking. Okay. So it's best to keep short-term targets. I'll just explain you this in weight loss kind of example. So let's say you want to lose 10 kgs maybe. Okay. You want to lose 10 kgs and you started going to gym. Okay, I just got a comment here. Sometimes circumstance around us push us into overthinking. Exactly. Do not let that circumstance, uh, you know, let you push. Don't let something push you. That's what I'm trying to say. And then, yeah, short-term targets. Talking about short-term targets. So you want to lose 10 kgs. You can't lose 10 kgs very rapidly or very quickly. So first concentrate on losing 2 kgs first. That's how it works. Even gym trainers, they will explain you in such a way. Concentrate on losing 2 kgs first. That's it. And then two more. And then two more. Same way with your profession. Do not think about what can happen after 10 years or 20 years, maybe how and what stage I'm going to be. No. And also, I don't know whether you got this question. Like you've seen many videos, right? Like people, when they hire you, they'll ask you where, in which position or what kind of position you think you're going to be in the further in the future, after 5 years maybe. Then trust me, the person who is facing that particular question, he will be stressed out because he don't know what to answer or he doesn't understand what's going on. That's it. So yeah, also reward yourself with small things. See, now you have a huge task ahead of you, so you have to motivate yourself by rewarding yourself. Okay, by complimenting yourself or buying something for you, just for you. We buy gifts for everyone. Okay, we do this for every birthday or for every anniversary, for every housewarming. We do this. But when was the last time you bought something for you? Right? We don't buy for our achievements. No, we don't have to show it to everyone like Instagram models or something. We don't have to show and boast. It's just that you have to buy something uh, to complement yourself that can keep you moving. And also chunking this method. Let's say you have a huge task ahead. Okay, and as I said, you cannot think about the whole task. That can create overthinking, right? So just chunk it into big bits. So like it's like setting short-term targets, so then you can concentrate on each part. Got it? And then visualize the same thing. Always visualize the winning. Okay, that can keep you moving, that can keep you going forward, that will help you concentrate well, that can help you remember well. That's it so far. So you're self-motivated, and if you don't let anything force you and any emotion dictate your thoughts and all, you'll never feel stressful. Whenever you don't feel stressful, you can work well and you can earn well. So next slide please. And then
That was lovely, Harsha sir. You touched all the points. As a teacher, I have been an overthinker. We do think a lot. We take a lot of stress, and that's why this webinar was required, because these are changing times. We are no more going to the school regularly. Now the schools are just starting. The students are coming back. We have so many questions in our mind whether uh, are we going to deliver our responsibilities properly? Am I going to uh, fulfill the promises that I have made to the teacher, like to my co-teachers, to the parents, to the student, right? So there are so many questions, and the teachers are going through a lot. Like since 2020, it has been a difficult time for all of us, and we were pushed into this technology thing. We were forced to learn a lot of things. We were like, in the initial months, we were just figuring out what is going to work for us, what is not going to work, planning everything on an online mode where we can't see the students, where their videos are turned off. So yes, it was a struggle. We came over it. Now we are moving into a transition phase where the schools are reopening in few places in India, and we are trying to figure out, and it has led to a lot more stress and burnout in the teachers. So I just want to take you forward, and you're free to add your thoughts as well, Harsha sir.
Okay, I think I've covered everything now. So you
Yes,
explain
we'll
all this
take the question
manually.
answers.
We take question and answers. Maybe
Sure.
we'll take some questions, or if they have any doubts, we can talk about it.
Okay, so all of you are welcome to put your questions or your doubts in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'm just going to talk about from a teacher's perspective how you can manage your mental health during these tough times. So we deserve to be in a good mental health. We need to have a work-life balance. I am sure, and I'm 100%, I believe it, that as teachers, you must have struggled to draw that line, that this is where my school work stops and this is where my, home duties begin. So we have struggled, and we have to go a long way ahead, because as a teacher we have a lot of job roles that we play in. We are bankers because we handle the money as well, which comes from the student. We are mothers. We cook at times in front of our students. We teach them. So we play a lot of roles. We shape them as a better human, as a better citizen. So it's important that we take care of our mental health. We take care of our own physical health as well. So there are a few points that I want to discuss now that you're going back to school, or even if you're taking classes from your home. If you're still continuing with online modes, then it is very important to do these things. Like, for example, take care of your nutrition, drink water a lot. When you're taking your classes, just take some vitamin C in your diet, because that really helps. Take small, meal, and take it from time to time. Take regular, exercise, because that is important. We tend to sit for like 7 to 8 hours in just one position, in just one place. So that takes a toll on our mental health and on our physical health. So just dress up like as if you will go to a school, or even if you're going to a school, dress up, feel happy, feel positive. Just start every new day as in you're going to start a new challenge, or just forget whatever has happened today and prepare for tomorrow. Sleep properly, at least for 6 to 8 hours. It's required. You need to have those coping skills, that okay, today my day was not that good, it did not go really well, but okay, I'm going to make my tomorrow better. So have that kind of an attitude that okay, it's fine that things do not work out at times. At times you might hear something from the parent or from the student that you did not meet up the expectation. That is fine. It happens. It happens with all of us. But that should not let you go into a stressful mode, which further affects your health and further takes you down. So these are the things which even I am trying to do now. It's okay that if you're not receiving compliment from others, you can compliment yourself. Say that I'm kind. Say that I'm helpful. I'm courteous. I'm patient. We teachers are really patient. We deal with a lot of challenges every day. We are hard workers. We work hard like anything. Our job is not limited to 24 into 7 hours. Like we'll work like anything. We prepare the syllabus, we start with the lesson plan, then we go to the school, we prepare report cards, we deal with the students, then with their parents and with the HODs and the principals. So we deal with a lot of stuff. Say that you are loved. Even if things are not going right, you are loved. You should love yourself. Only you can make yourself happy, and then the rest of the world is going to be there for you. So there are a few tips which I would like to share with all my teachers here. If you're going back to school or if you're taking online classes, these are the things which you should do. First and foremost, you should have realistic expectations when you're returning to school. So it's okay after like 1 or 2 years you're going back. Now do not think that I'm going to finish my syllabus by November or by December. Have realistic expectations. Okay, plan it beforehand, before you start going to school. Plan your syllabus, plan your weekly plans or your journals. Everything should be in place. Now when you're meeting the students, it is very important to listen to them, because even they have gone through a lot. They were just They were inside their room, shut over there, just interacting with, in fact, nobody, because they are working parents. So there are students who are just coming from a different background, or they have been under psychological pressure. So you need to understand, you need to show empathy to the students as well. So it has to be a mutual relationship. Engage in self care, very important. So if you love painting, take time for that. If you love dancing, take time for that. Just dance, just sing, make videos, post it if you know it helps. Just go ahead with it. Prepare and plan ahead, as I said. Just before, like, one night, just sit and prepare that this is how I'm going to plan my day. I'm going to start my day with my morning activities, then I'm going to go to school, I'm going to work over there. After coming back, I will take care of these things. I'm going to take out time for my own relaxation. So self care is really important, as well as preparing and planning ahead is another key to avoid stress. uh, Share learning with other teachers. Now, this is something which has helped me a lot. I like to share with my co-teachers. I like to take help from them. So there's no harm in it. If you have had a bad day, just talk to your friend, give them a call, and share it out. Just talk it out. It, trust me, it really calms you down. Then I know these days it's very difficult to remain positive, but it is a must. Think positively. Talk to your friends, your family members. Just tell them that you're going through a rough day and this is what has happened in the school. So, or at home. So just talk it out. And this will help you to be positive. Another thing is to show yourself some compassion. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Just, stop your racy thoughts. Stop for a while, think what you are doing, where you're going wrong, and then show some compassion to yourself. Don't be too hard. Another, last but not the least, I would say that you have to set your office hours separate. I know it's very difficult when you are working as a teacher, but keep your job and your work, home life separate. It's not necessary that you have to check that particular notebook right now only. Just give it some time, take half an hour break after the school is over, and then start with your work. So this is one thing which I would like to share with all the teachers. This is my technique, which is stop. And it means, stop means, S stands for stop, T stands for take a breath, O stands for observe, and P stands for proceed. So take a breath, take a moment, just relax, breathe in, breathe out, and observe. Okay, these are my problems, these are my tasks, or write everything on a sticky note. These are the things which I has to be done, and I'm going to do it by now. So stop procrastinating and keeping it for the last moment. Plan it out. And it is not important that you need to dwell on perfection. Nobody is perfect. We are human beings. We are bound to make a mistake. And if we make a mistake, just move on. Learn from it, move on. As I said, you need to eat the right food, drink lots of water, sit straight, make your posture correct. After every class, like once you have, I think the classes are for 1 hour or maybe for 40 minutes. So after every class, just stand, stretch your hands, your arms, and just, do some little exercise, walk up and around the room, do some physical activity, so that will keep you motivated. Um, Another point says, which is difficult for me as well, learn how to say no once in a while. So we teachers, we take up a lot of responsibilities. Yes, we all are multitaskers, so we get responsibilities. We say yes to everything, but it's okay to say no once in a while. Very important that we have to say that yes, this is our limit and we can't go beyond that. So it's okay to say no. Don't feel bad about it. You learn to forgive yourself. As I said, don't be harsh on yourself. And last but not the least, meditate. So this is something, yoga and meditation is something which is been there from the ancient times and has helped people a lot. So meditate, relax, breathe in, breathe out, and just try to keep all the toxins outside of your mind and of your body so that you can have a happy, healthy body, soul, and mind. Now, I hope that helped, and we would like to take your question answers. Right, Harsha, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready. With the mask.
So please write your questions and your comments in the chat box. So,
Not just questions. If they want to talk, if they want to express something, they can.
yes,
Not just one
sure,
question.
sure.
If they want to add any point, they're good
Definitely.
to go.
So, Afshan says that it is true that it's difficult to say no, and I agree with that. Okay, we have a question, sir.
Yeah.
So,
And
Ananya
yes,
asked a question.
stress is like linked to anxiety and panic attacks. That's the worst thing. I told you. Whenever you take stress to extreme stage, it can cause panic attacks. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you have stress to up to a level which you can manage, it is okay. You can handle it. But if it goes to extreme stage, it can cause those things. That's the main reason why people are very worried about the stress thing. Unless that, why would we talk about stress and why would we have a webinar about this? See, these are the effects. So yes, you have to maintain, you have to counter those factors or influences which is causing you stress first. What are the root causes? If you can eliminate them, you can eliminate stress. If you can eliminate your stress, such panic attacks and all will not touch you. So
Also,
that's the
I
next question.
think that it is important to write down our thoughts. That has really helped because at times, I'm not that much communicative. So, at the end of the day, I like to write down my thoughts and note down that these are my trigger points. So, everybody has a limit. So, I feel that you should know what your trigger points are and to work on them, right, sir?
Yeah, that's it. It's good to write. And yeah, as you write, you should not overthink about those thoughts too. You just have to write it down and you have to keep that in mind. That's it. So if
Yes,
you keep on writing the same example day and every day, that will cause stress again. Yeah, yeah, that helps. Like the diary
sure.
writing, right? I don't do that exactly. No one is doing that exactly. So before bed, we take our mobile, we either we play game or we use Instagram something. So yes,
That reminds me one more tip that I got from someone that before sleeping, do not have your dinner just like half an hour before you sleep, or just do not take your phone and then go to sleep because that leads to disturbed sleep and then further leads to stress. So as a teacher, I know that at night also I'll be checking my mails. Or did I receive a mail from a student? Did I
okay.
whether the correction load, that is one stress which all teachers have. So I have to finish my correction within 2 or 3 days, and I have to return my notebooks back and then recheck the assignments, the corrections, whether the students they have done it or not. So that is kind of a stress which we deal with. But I think planning ahead has helped me a lot. So I know that if my lesson plans are in place, then if I'm receiving the corrections on time, so I can do the work. And students can also, if they submit their work on time, then that saves a lot of stress, right, sir?
Yes, exactly. So when they say you have to cut down the screen time before bed, they meant the work-related screen time. So as you said, not I mean, not looking at your mails or the work-related things. Doesn't matter if you look at some comedy videos or some YouTube videos, some
Okay.
for some fun or some for entertainment. That will never mess up your sleep or something. Only which is causing you stress, which will trigger you, or which is very aggressive, that will cause you in so many, and your it will mess up your sleep pattern. That's what they're really trying to say. Because
Okay.
I don't think watching some video, watching a like playing a game, be Candy Crush. I don't think how Candy Crush can mess up my sleep. So yes, maybe some studies. As per my experience or from my past, I can say only things you watch which are aggressive or which are not good for your mental health, that can cause stress in the morning. That will carry in the morning, and then you'll show those effects in your professional life. Yeah, and
True.
also your YouTube videos. So if you're watching more about these controversies or any wrong theories in the sense, any imaginary kind of theories. What if
Disturbing
there is this?
video.
What if you'll be thinking about it? If you watch a stand-up comedy or if you watch some kind of funny videos, that will not affect you or that will not mess up your sleep. But yes, watching the whole night, that will mess up.
Yeah,
For a
true.
couple of others, it doesn't matter really.
It
Okay,
surely
you need to
does.
sleep. Yeah, you need to release your stress just by doing such things. Okay,
Okay.
you should not go to your
uh,
sleep. That's what the real topic here. And then
So if there are any more questions, you can please write in the chat box. We just have some time left. I would request all the teachers who have joined us, they can write their questions. We have our psychology expert with us here. Meanwhile, while we are waiting for the questions, can you tell me how do you deal with stress?
me,
Yes.
see, I'm going to share something.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just a gift for me. I will never feel stressful. I don't
Wow,
know.
that's good.
I'll never let anything detect my emotions or thoughts. It's just that I really don't know. Maybe physical stress, maybe because as we go to places and we walk or work or anything, maybe physical stress, but never. I have never felt mental stress, mental stress. Not even while. Maybe when I was a student, due to exams, I felt maybe, but not now. Exactly. I don't feel at all. The reason why I keep my I always keep smiling and all. I never do this. Of course, I cried, but that too in movies. The last time I cried was Friends reunion. So when I watched this Friends reunion,
Yeah,
and then
that was
before that,
good.
yeah. So that's it. It's just that it's okay to show your emotions. That's what I'm just trying to say. So whenever I have something to say, I just say it out loud because I don't want to miss the opportunity. Also, I like talking to people. See, now it's really hard because I'm just talking and I can't see any other people, so it's a little hard for me. But I just like talking. That's it. I just like to explain how to deal with the situational stress at workplace. I told you. See, first of all, any job you have or any task you have, it is designed in a such a way that a person will not feel stressful. Okay, that is the basic point. If you're feeling stress at that point, not because that situation, not exactly due to that thing, you're carrying stress from some other things. That's what I'm really trying to say. Many people will say you take this stress ball something and you chant this mantra, you wear this medals and not medals, some or chains or something. All those are placebo effects that will not help you. Okay, so first of all, you have to find out the root cause. What caused you the stress? Okay, because let me tell you something like whatever stress you have in your job or in the task, that is designed in such a way that you'll never feel stressful. Only when the stress from previous activities or from your personal life is overlapping your present stress, that will increase the stress. So that's why you have to maintain boundaries, and you should not carry previous stress to another task. That will help you. Actually,
Okay,
that
so
should
I
help
hope
you.
that solves the query, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to share a feedback form in the chat box, and I would request everyone who are attending our session to please fill that up because the certificates would be provided after the session if you fill this feedback form. So just fill the feedback form, and you'll find it in the chat box. It's right over here in the ticker also. Just fill it up, and the certificates would be given on your mail IDs after the session. So that was nice having you here, Harsha, sir, with us. We really learned a lot about stress, how it's caused, and what are the effects, and how to deal with it. And we learned how the teachers, when they're going back to school, what are the things that they need to take care of, and they need to plan. So it was
Yeah.
nice.
Can I add one more last word?
Sure.
One last word.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
I've seen many people typing here. I'm a overthinker. Like I overthink a lot. See, last year we were in isolation in lockdown. We were alone. We didn't have much to do, so we were thinking that led to overthinking. So now, as everything is opening up and we are going back to school again, try to you know keep you busy. Okay, not just working hard, just try to keep busy and do things which you like. Okay, which will give you satisfaction. That will cut this overthinking. That's it. If you sit somewhere, if you think about something, like some philosopher or something, you'll go to the extreme stage. I'll tell you something. In the past, the philosophers used to be very smart and they have many, they used to have much knowledge about things. So even though they overthink, they used to have the solution. But now we don't have. We don't have much knowledge. So try to not overthink. Okay, thinking is okay. Making scenarios is okay, and getting ready for the plan B or getting ready for the worst situation is okay. But do not let that turn into overthinking. Okay? That's it. Simple thing. Simple thing.
That
Try
was
to
that was
keep
a great tip. No,
thinking.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because I'm an overthinker. And I wrote that in the chat box that I'm the biggest
That's so
overthinker in the world. I keep on overthinking.
many people are overthinkers. I've never thought teachers or overthinkers. I thought they'll be systematic or something, but
No,
yeah.
teachers are the biggest overthinkers. Trust me. Teachers, they take a lot of stress and we are piled
Yeah,
up on under
see,
load and stress.
yeah. One more important thing. Also, everyone here, please keep this in mind. Teaching is the only profession which will, it will. It's like whatever you have, the students will learn from you. So if you're really stressful or if you're unable to show emotions, if you're not able to express something, that will carry on. That will students, they'll always look at you. Children, they all do this. They only have this thing, they'll imitate you. Okay, they learn from the elders or mko, more knowledgeable others. So school children, only thing, teachers, because from morning to evening they'll be looking at you. So how you present, that is going to matter. So always keep this in mind and do not let the stress dictate your emotions. And yeah, that's it. Keep this in mind.
Another very important point. Yes, I believe that because students, they are our replica. They connect with us. So once if I'm feeling frustrated, that will just reciprocate into my lesson plan, then into my students. The class that I'm taking in, that will reflect. They will come to know that the teacher is frustrated, and they'll be scared of me. And I don't want my
Exactly.
students to be scared. I don't want to
And
fear them that they can't reach out to me. So
exactly,
yeah, that's an
and
important
they'll
point.
never come forward to ask questions, or if they have any doubts, they'll keep it to themselves. So this can happen.
Exactly.
We are here to
Yeah.
teach. We are here to interact, and we are here to teach. We have to let them feel comfortable, let them express whatever they want. That's how people grow. That's how mental health will grow, and that's how mental ability will grow. Creative thinking will grow. Okay,
True. So that was a great conversation. Thank you so much, sir, for being here, for
and thank
doing
you
this
so much
session with
for
Learning
this.
Jar. Okay. Um, so that was nice. And we had Harsha sir with us. If you want to ask any question, you can mail us and you can send us a message on Facebook. So this is our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/learning jar. You can always send a message to us so that we can reach out to other trainers and teachers, and you can let us know on which topics do you want us to conduct a training that would help us to decide the future trainings as well. So that is it for now. Thank you for being a part of this workshop. I hope you enjoyed it. The feedback link is in the chat box. You can just copy and paste it and fill it. The certificates would be provided on your email ID by tonight. So just let us know how was it. Thank you so much, everyone.